I hope that later on my sharing will give everyone some valuable ideas on how we should contribute to our SRS and the reason why we should invest in our AIA investment plan, right, to grow your SRS savings for your golden years. All right, moving on. All right, I believe everyone know who this person is, right? Okay, it's none other than Mr. Albert Einstein. All right, he invented many formulas to make our life easier, including the law of light, law of relativity, and many others. So everyone probably have heard of this seven wonder of the world. But do you know that there is this eighth wonder of the world which he was invented by him? All right, which is, and it's actually called the law of compounding interest. Okay, he mentioned this. Those who understands it earns it, and those who doesn't pays for it. So let's find out more about this law of compounding interest and how does it going to impact us in my next slide. Right? Okay, so with this law of compounding interest, he actually created a very simple formula to calculate the time of investment to double. Okay, which is actually called the rule of 72. As you can see, the formula is very simple, right? You just need to take 72 over the rate of return. All right, this will equals to time of your investment to double. All right, so for example, if most of your money, let's say, is in a bank account earning at 0.5% of interest, it will take 144 years to double. And at 1%, it will take 72 years to double. And for example, if you were to put 100,000 in a fixed deposit at earning interest of 1%, it will take 72 years to double to 200,000. And question here is, do you want to wait 144 years or 72 years to double your investment, to double your money? I believe most would think that is way too long, and most of us will not even live to see it double. All right. So other than liquidity and accessibility to your money, I really find no other reasons to keep your money in the bank saving account. All right. So another key finding is that inflation rate is at 2.5%, meaning if your investment rate of returns are below that 2.5% level, right, your money is shrinking. And where you grow your money is actually very crucial. All right. So over here, I'm going to show you at 4%, it takes 18 years to double, and so on and so forth. All right. So saving account at 0.5% or lower, bank fixed deposit at 1% or lower. All right, inflation rate is between 2 to 3% right now. Okay. All right. So you see, at 8% rate of return, your money will double after 9 years or even shorter. So however, when we talk about investment, right, usually we have this saying, high risk, high return, right? So therefore, it's very important to balance your portfolio and diversify your money into different basket to mitigate that risk. So which investment is most suitable for you? There are actually many considerations. It has to be based on your risk appetite, time horizon, and your age, etc., etc. So I would highly encourage you to speak with your AI consultant to discuss your goals, your objective, and to design a plan that is able to meet your individual needs. All right, so for today's presentation, we'll be looking into one of our investment plan called the Platinum Retirement Elite, okay, which you can actually use cash or SRS to invest. So in fact, I'm actually a strong advocate of contributing to SRS on a yearly basis myself. So personally, I've already set aside SRS this year and invested in our suites of AI investment plans. All right, so let me move on. All right, so over here, to help you understand what is a diversified portfolio means is, you may like to take a look at these two salad bowls here. All right, as you can see, the salad on the right only have lettuce, right, and nothing else. The salad on the left have lettuce and other vegetables, including cheese, meats, fruits, which is very balanced, right? So today, if the lettuce is rotten, you have to throw away, right, the whole salad bowl on the right, and you have to waste your money. However, for the salad bowl on the left, you just need to throw away the lettuce, and other vegetables, fruits you can still consume, right? So having a good mixture of different vegetables and fruits is like a good example of a balanced investment portfolio. All right, so it helps to balance your and reduce your risk. So for your information, our PRE, Platinum Retirement Elite Plan, is broadly diversified into different countries, sectors, and companies for you already. All right. So nowadays, due to our busy schedules and family commitments, you might not have time to keep monitoring your investment. So would it be great if we can actually outsource our investment to institutional fund managers to actively manage your investment portfolio. So people with knowledge and people with time. So when we do our own investment, buying and selling often includes your own emotions, right? So, but do you think that own emotion helps in your investment? It actually isn't. So it's the best to stay invested and let your money to work harder for you while you focus on your job, focus on your work. So next, I'll share with you, I'll show you some interesting statistics from St. James Place Wealth Management on how people think about their own personal retirement. All right, so this is St. James Place Wealth Management. All right, so about this research, right, a total of 1,045 online interviews conducted in Singapore. Okay, respondents are between the age of 25, 54, and they have personal investment in stocks, properties, shares, and funds. Okay, and these respondents are earning between the 70,000 to over $250,000 annual household income. All right, so these are the interesting key findings. Okay, 48% of Singaporeans believe they don't have enough money saved for a comfortable retirement. All right, which is 1:2 Singaporean. 57% of Singaporeans say that their retirement planning is a significant source of stress in their life. Okay, 1 in 2 of Singaporeans are very stressful, all right? And 72% Singaporean of those with no life insurance are under the age of 40, all right? Amazing. And 46% of Singaporeans expect their family to take care of them for their retirement. So I assume that these people are relying on their children to provide for their retirement. So the question here is, if you have a choice, would you want to rely on children, or do you prefer, do you want your children to be the sandwich generation? So my suggestion is, don't let your retirement based on uncertainties in life, but start crafting it yourself the way you wanted it without relying on anyone else. I hope everyone agree with this. So what does retirement means to you? And all of us have, different retirement goals and dreams. All right. So for me, retirement planning is mainly creating options for myself, for yourself, right? Can you envision what kind of lifestyle do you want during your retirement? All right. Nobody plan to fail, but most of them fail to plan. So if you think about it, what you have today is actually based on the decisions you made 10 years ago, right? What you want to have in your retirement years depends on the decision you're going to make today. So to be able to enjoy your retirement, you have to start working on it now. And I always love this quote. You say, always begin with an end in mind. So hopefully we don't contribute to the statistics that we are shown earlier. All right, so let's move on to what is SRS. All right, so this is just an overview of SRS. Okay, it's called Supplementary Retirement Scheme. Started way back in 2001. It's a government initiative to encourage savings for the old age. Participation is voluntary and it complements your CPF savings. Right? And last but not least, it helps you to enjoy tax relief. Okay. So I believe most of us or most of you are familiar with this table here. We will look at it every year during our tax e-file exercise in April. Right? For someone who earns 100,000 and no relief, if you were to set aside 15,000 into your SRS account, you will enjoy a tax savings of 1,725 instantly. So technically, it helps you to drop your taxable income to a lower bracket with a lower tax rate. All right. So with a side-by-side comparison, okay, someone with SRS and someone did not do SRS. All right. So with an annual income of 100,000, someone did not do SRS, all right, the taxable income is at full 100,000, meaning the tax payable is $5,650, all right. But for someone who done SRS, who set aside for SRS, the bracket, the taxable income drops to 85,000, okay, and the tax payable is only 3,925. So with a total savings of $1,725. So in percentage, is 31% of tax savings, all right. So as I mentioned earlier, the inflation rate actually clocks in at 2.5% in October this year. And after you actually set aside for SRS and this $1,725 upfront savings, you shouldn't just stop there. You should actually continue to grow the 15,000 that you set aside and let it work harder for you. All right. So if you don't invest at the right place, then I would say your hard-earned money could be eroding away by inflation. So I believe it's something that you don't want to happen. Okay, you don't want this to happen. And I would like to take this opportunity to share with everyone the options that AIA actually provides to grow your SRS money. And of course, you can also invest using your cash. All right. And all right, so this Platinum Retirement Elite product is actually specially curated for our AI clients. It's actually highly flexible in their payouts, which is able to meet individual needs, retirement needs in various ways. So for this example, right, we actually look at age 40, okay, with a single premium of 15,000 using SRS, all right, invested in our AIA Elite Adventurous Fund, okay, starting from the age of 62 all the way to 72, and a monthly retirement income is targeted at $656 a month. So in total monthly retirement income that you will receive is a massive $78,720. All right, from 62 to 72. So as of this year, our statutory retirement age is at 62, right? So for example, if you have 400,000 in your SRS by the age of 62, means you can actually start to withdraw 40,000 from your SRS account over a 10-year period. And keep in mind that during this 10 years window, right, only 50% of your withdrawals are taxable. This means that only 20,000 is subjected to tax, and the remaining 20,000 is exempted from tax. And this way, you would have actually reduced your tax payable while setting aside a steady income stream from your SRS account for the next 10 years. All right. All right, so this slide, let me share with you a real-life example with permission from our MDD, Master District Director Jake Yu. Okay, this is his personal SRS investment record. All right. Okay, so we can see here, he started this investment way back in 2011. Okay, November, sometime, it's exactly 10 years ago. All right, with a single premium of 47,000 using SRS. All right, and he invested in this fund, regional equity fund. All right, and today's context, total investment value is valued at 145,000. You can see that it's 3 times the initial capital, and on annualized return, right, is at 11.97%. All right, so like what I said earlier, what you have today is based on the decision you made 10 years ago. So well done, Jake. Brilliant decision you made 10 years ago. Okay, I wish I'm like, I have this investment like you. All right, so like I mentioned in my initial slides, based on 9% annualized return, right? Okay, so you can see this. Let me deep dive into this fund called Regional Equity Fund that Jake invested in 10 years ago. Okay, this fund was launched on 1997, okay, exactly 24 years ago. All right, and since inception 24 years ago, on average, annualized return is at 9.53%. All right, and the fund size is 1.7 billion. All right, so as we can see here, like I mentioned in my initial slide, based on 9%, your investment capital will double in 8 years' time. So you wish you have actually invested this fund 10 years ago, right? So let me move on. I'm going to deep dive into what are the funds that we have, right? AIA has actually more than 30 funds, and I've shown you regional equity funds, which actually consistently delivering good returns for many, many years. And let me share with you other popular funds that are performing the same or even better. Okay, this is our AIA India Equity Fund. Okay, since inception in 2005, it has an average annualized return of 10.51. All right, this is another our Elite Conservative Fund. Okay, since inception at 8.39%. Okay, Elite Adventurous Fund, 19.67%, and India Opportunities Fund, okay, since its inception at 8.34%. You can see almost every of our funds are performing above 8%, right? Let me move on. Okay, there are some commonly asked questions from my clients, and I'd like to address for everyone here. Okay, first question is, by when you need to sign up to enjoy the tax relief? All right, it's actually by 31st December every year. All right, by the last day of the December, you need to set aside to enjoy the tax relief. Okay, how do I open my SRS account? Okay, there's 3 local banks that are able to help you with that. All right, it's UOB, OCBC, and DBS. All right, you can even apply online as well. All right, the last question here is how much can you contribute into SRS? All right, for Singaporean and Singapore PR, it's 15,300, that's the limit. And for foreigners, it's 35,700. All right, so with this, thanks everyone for spending our precious evening with us today, and hope today's session has provided some value, some insights to you. All right, back to you, Sarah.
Wow, thank you, Edmund. Who knows, we can use salad bowls as an analogy for investment portfolio diversification. So well done on that. Okay, so I'm sure all of us are now very intrigued into SRS plans. You may just drop in some questions in the